right, nerds. Let's get the show on the road. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. It's Thursday. Thank you for being here. How does the sound? How does the video look? Is everything working? I'm sure at some point I'm going to drop frames and we'll lose connection because, you know, internet. Hello, Greg. Hello, Missy. Hello, Johnny. How are you guys doing? I'm hoping to get mine Monday if nothing comes up. Crystal clear. Sounds good. Good. Cool. Let's get started. So, normally Thursdays we're going to try to do more. This box is so big. We're going to try to do more stuff together with Johnny and Vab and Kodiak given time. But I wanted to kind of do this time. So here's the box. It's so big. And I raised my camera up and I cleared off my table. This is the cleanest the table's been in a long time. I'm waiting for parts for my my stalker is almost done. I'm just waiting on a few other parts. I'm going to show you all something else here in a second. So I'm waiting for these fangs for his head, right? This tile, this 1x2, the mic gets a little far away from me and I'm sorry. That 1x2 round tile, there aren't any of those on Bricklink in the US in black. So it's gray now. It actually is structurally important, so I can't just put two half tongues or whatever on it. And I think that's it. I'm also waiting on an order from Bricklink that was an order from a town just south of Austin, in Dripping Springs, and it's taken like 2 weeks to get here. And I'm like, I could have driven down there and just picked it up from you. I'm trying to remember what it was. Like, there was some part in here that, it was part of the tail. I needed there's like a hook or a fang piece, tooth piece that has a clip on it so the tail can move back and forth. But that's almost done. I'm very happy about that. I'm also happy about, I want to show you guys this real quick. Because I was kind of working on this today and I realized that this was something I was really worried about not getting done for a long time. Like, I thought this was going to be something that was going to take me months to do, and it's not. So I'm going to change the so you can see it a little better. I'm so giddy about this. So this is the, don't need caps lock. Center it around this. This is how far I've got on the Deathbringer. I am so insanely happy about this so far. It's a little hard to see because it's black. But with the light background, it makes it a little easier to work. There's these pieces in here that were perfect, and the software said they were like $8. And I checked online, and it's like 30 cents. And I'm like, it's not $8. But I've been having a lot of fun with it. There's some changes to the way I'm building it. These side things kind of flare up ever so slightly. But I can't really figure out how to make that work without making like this entirely too complicated. But like the pistons in the back holding that up, I really like. It all looks like I'm having a lot of fun with it. This was all dark gray too, but the more I worked on it, the more I realized it probably needs to be black. Yeah, this I'm not a fan of, but in order to get it to connect properly, I kind of had to make it less tube and more that. So I might go back and rework it, but yeah. And like the software goes like, it's $8 a piece. So I'm like, oh, but it's perfect. And I clicked on the thing and went online, and they're like, nope, 45 cents or whatever. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to take 7 of them. So yeah, the next things are like there's some heat sinks that go along the back here, some big guns that go along the side here, and then like a head cockpit piece that kind of goes in the middle here, and then that's it, and then it's done. And I'm like thrilled. I don't know how this will work. I don't know if it'll work well or not. This center section is, it's hard to tell here, but it's swivel plates to make the hexagon, holding up locking joints. So hopefully, with the locking joints being kind of arched like that and being locking joints, the whole thing won't like collapse in on itself. I don't think it'll be that. It's only 300 parts, and you can see how big it is compared to a figure. So hopefully it'll have enough structure to not collapse on itself. And if nothing else, then I just put a little transparent stand under here and it holds it up. So that's what I wanted to show you. It's super fun. But now let's build this big old plane. Looks like a small version of the sides of the original Tanta V4. That middle. Maybe, yeah. Cool. So, off goes the box. I don't have a knife. It's one thing I've been missing. I've lost my knife. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the way they did the kind of the sides of the cockpit, where they kind of did that. Reminds me of that a little bit. I can see that. Tonight's music is brought to you by Pretzel. Download the Pretzel app for all your streaming needs. Let's see. What else is going on? Packed up 2 cars to send to Cliff. Hopefully I can get those in the mail tomorrow. Had to soak some pieces to be able to get them back to their whiteness. So he's going to get the Aston Martin and there's one box. Oh, and then there's a bunch of bags in here. He's getting the Aston Martin and the Mini Cooper. And the Mini Cooper had a white roof. And those were all kind of yellowed a little. Not as much as I thought they'd be, but enough. Let's see what bags these are. So I have a feeling these are going to be the early bags. It's going to be a lot of bags. Oh, apparently it doesn't matter. 4, 21, 15, 13, 7, 2. We'll keep 2 on hand. 3. We'll keep 3 and 4. Aspirations of greatness here. Well, that was dumb. I guess bag 1 is in the box. Oh, nice. Did you end up... Sorry about all the crinkling. Did you end up seeing how much those U6 X-Wings went for? I think the bidding ended yesterday, and I forgot to go check. And there really isn't anything on there I want right now, so I was just like, yeah, whatever. Have you all seen the new Super Mario, the Mario flower that just came out? I forgot what they're called. I got you one. Yeah, right. Why, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. 120 is not bad, though. That's, like, really good. So instructions, hopefully no stickers, but we'll see. Can't remember if I heard if there were stickers or not. So keep that aside. This is 6, 14. Oh. Interesting. Piranha flower. You did not. You seriously got one. All right. Well, I guess I owe you 120 bucks. Wow. Okay, cool. I will get you $120 and we'll figure out shipping. How much did that thing go for? Like, some went for $120. I see. All right. Because I was looking at some of the bids were like 30 bucks, and I'm like, one. Okay, super cool. In here, I'm not going to get through bag 4. I don't think so. So yeah, paper bag. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Bag 5 will keep that. Just in case. That's awful sweet. This feels like a canopy. So let's look at the instructions a little bit. They went way higher at the end. Yeah, I bet. Welcome aboard the Concorde. So this is one of my favorite planes, like, of all time. It was my favorite transformer in the aerial bots. Yeah, it feels like a cockpit piece. So it's going to be this new 2 nations, 1 vision. So this is the Airbus, which is French. British Aircraft Corporation, Rolls-Royce, France's Sud Aviation, yeah. The Droop Snoot. So cool. Got some landing gear. It's got, this is super cool. Tear it open. Sorry. Superion, that's it. I can never remember their names. Oh, okay. This is, I'm going to make a TikTok about this piece because, I need to find a sound that goes really well with it. That's like, you know, show me something sexy or something that other people wouldn't get, that kind of thing. It's a dual mold. And I don't really need to say more than that. It's a dual mold. Look how awesome that is. And I think that's the new trans black. Let's see if it'll focus a little better so you get the shininess. That's so slick. How pretty. What's up, Vab? Oh my God, can you imagine? And okay, so what's great about this piece is it's 4 wide and you can stack them. Can you imagine? I'm sure this piece is going to go for $1 billion on Bricklink, but can you imagine like a row of these like stacked up to make like the sides of ships or space stations, or like circles of these going around? Oh man, that's so nice. And in the new paper bag. So there you go. Vab's in the scene. The beer tonight. One of the second to last of the thirsty goats that I got. I got to remember to check in with Untapped for the last one. All right. Bag 1. Here we go. So I've got all this space. I hope it's enough, but I hear this thing is like this big. So I don't even know that it'll fit here. The camera is up as high as I'll allow it to go. I need to get my root beer and root beer moonshine mix. Yummy. So yeah, Piranha Flower came out today, and I think surprised everyone. I didn't see any leaks about it, so it took me by surprise a little bit, and so that was pretty cool. And yes, I'm making way. So I have a, I don't know if, let me see if I can pull it up. I may have it on here. Oh, neat. Oh, that's a mock. Okay. That's still cool. Scott Davis, how are you? So here's all my cars. Um, and I'm going to. This is the shelf that the Concorde's going to live on. So I'm going to be selling all these off. They've been sitting on this shelf for a couple of years. So like the white on the bus, the white on the top of the Mini, the white on that bus, the Porsche, they're all going to have some yellowness to it. Joshy Lee found out about this on the channel from Comic Tropes. Yee! Comic Tropes, awesome. Cool. Thank you for being here, Joshy Lee. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Comic Tropes is my friend Chris from way back in the day. This was when I was still doing comic book art. And he and I kind of hit it off and met a couple times in person. He was living in Boston at the time. And we went out to Boston to visit, just to go to Boston. And we hooked up while we were there, and he took us around and showed us some stuff. And he's just been a bud ever since. But his channel just took off. It's such a good channel. If you're into comic books at all, he has a encyclopedic knowledge of comics, and the lore and the artists and the business behind them. And he's a talented artist and a good storyteller and just a nice dude. So yeah, it's Comic Tropes, and one of the best intros to any YouTube channel I've ever seen. So yeah, Click and Cliff bought the Mini and the Aston Martin, so this whole shelf's going to get cleared off. So if anybody wants one of these cars, I will soak hydrogen peroxide, soak the white. Make sure they're all very clean. They all have instructions. I'm fairly sure I didn't put stickers on a lot of these, but I still have the instruction booklets with their stickers. So I'll be posting about that. So let me know. All right, let's get to building here. That is to say, I've spent a lot of time today taking apart the two cars, and it was pretty relaxing. Speaking of relaxing, I like how they give you a brick separator for when you're putting stuff together. Like they assume you're gonna take. I would, if I were Lego, for these big, I don't know what to call these, like, trophy pieces, or not seminal, like flagship models, stuff like that, that they get a little full of themselves and not give you a brick separator. They're like, we know you're never going to take this apart. We have such faith in the longevity of this set that we're not going to give you a brick separator. We'll give it to you for like a Star Wars set that's got 300 parts, but this is a 8. We got some more of the newish 1x3 round plates with holes in them in white. Yeah, a little sad to see all the cars go. I had a lot of fun building the cars, but they've just sat there collecting dust, really. And all I'm doing is dusting them. So I do not mind at all passing it along. Like the UCS AT-AT is some parts that are impossible to take apart. Yeah, they fixed that, or there were a lot of people posting how to not put it together to avoid that. Here's some good pieces too. These are down brackets. I call these down brackets in white. I don't think I have any of those. There's a way to remove the part they mentioned, but it takes some doing. Yeah. It's one of those Technic squares, and you've got like a bunch of workings inside that, and you basically drop in like a Technic connector and like a pin, and then that pin is closed in, so you can't get that back out. And there's, like you said, there's a way to do it, but there's also a way to not build it like that, and you end up with an extra part, and it doesn't change the stability. This thing's been standing here for like a year. It doesn't change the stability at all. Went to the U.S. Air Force Museum yesterday. Great place to see all kinds of jets and planes. Neat. One in Dayton. Music is a little loud. Nope. Not skip. Uh-oh. I broke the music. The day the music died. I just wanted to turn it down. There we go. That's what I miss about living here. There really isn't. There's an air base, Camp Maybury in Austin, and they've got like a handful of planes outside. It's this weird sort of like it's an actual air base, but with no like. I don't know. It's think about like an F4 and a Huey and like an F111 or an A6, but they're like mounted, so you're driving along the highway and you can kind of see them. There's like 4 or 5 planes, and that's it. It's not like you could go into like a hangar and see a bunch of other aircraft. I wish you could. Oh yeah, I heard about your mishaps yesterday. I was watching Jean's stream today, and she was having problems too. It's funny. One of my favorite places when we'd go to DC is the Air and Space Museum, which was just the National Air Museum for a long time, and then recently, not recently even, but like after they went up into space, they changed it to the National Air and Space Museum. Speaking of the more you know. Oh my goodness. Okay. So 2 of these. These are also like freakishly long bricks. DC is lovely. It's a great place to, especially if you go in the fall. Good weather. It's a little muggy because it's right on the water, but not right on the water, but I mean close enough. You can throw a stick and hit a building that's got a plaque and some history on it. But there's plenty of museums. You just hit the mall and hit museums all the way up, and good places to go eat. It's a nice place. You're going to Kansas. Did you lose a bet? I'm kidding. Is there something in Kansas that you're looking forward to? Family, or is there a convention or something for family? I used to live in Colorado, and you go any farther west of Denver, and everyone just called it Kansas. So, because it's all plains. And we drove through Kansas a lot to go to different places, but never stopped. We stopped in, there's one little town we stopped in. There's a way you can go through Kansas and Oklahoma to get to Texas, but it's a little longer. It's faster, like driving wise, but it takes a little longer because you're going farther out of the way. Oh, well, Kansas City's barely in Kansas too. Wait, no, Kansas City, Kansas is different from Kansas City, Missouri. That's right on the border, though, right? Yeah, I apologize for being disparaging about Kansas if you've got family there. I have a coworker whose family's from Kansas, and I'm constantly not giving him crap about it, so I guess. It sounds like Transformers music. Fitting, we're building, what was his name again? The aerial bot? I don't know why I can never remember their names. Builds by Matt. Hello. I'm going to scroll back up, see if I can figure it out before Johnny tells me again. Superion. Ha! It's going so far. This is all we got. But look at this sexy cockpit piece. Sexy dual mold cockpit piece. All cockpits need to be this. I realize this is probably super expensive, and a sticker is cheaper. But man, can you imagine if all the canopies and windscreens were like that? Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I feel bad because I was going to bring this to the next meeting, and then I realized I'm not going to be at the next meeting. I have to figure, tag that piece is not safe for work. Hey, this is an adult stream, so we're all good. Yeah, but I'm not going to be at the next meeting, so I'm like, oh man. I guess I could bring it to November's. Oh, new cone piece. Neat. I maybe. I like if they're doing it sideways. I appreciate that. Having built when I did the RQ4, like the wingspan was like almost as big as this table. It was only like sheer luck of realizing that plates warp up when you stack them was all that was keeping it from sagging. Like since they're pulling each other up, the farther they went out. Kind of lucked into that. How you doing, Matt? What's up with you? What's up with your builds? How's your monorail going? Say it again. Monorail. What did you say? Monorail. 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 Saw the display model at the Lego store on Monday. It's impressive. Did I miss it? Was it there for AFOL Day? I was so intent on actually grabbing the box as the door opened. 70 proof root beer moonshine. That does sound delicious. Oh, cool. Nice. So, how big do you plan on making your track? Because it's all brick-built track, right? Whoever this artist is thinks they are Daft Punk. I think I've heard some of their work before. Aphelion. Definitely got a around the world vibe. Whoops. That doesn't bode well. I want a Whataburger chocolate malt right now. Ooh, guess what I'm going to do for lunch tomorrow? Go get me a number 6 avocado burger and whatever their, I think their milkshake of the month is a banana pudding flavor or banana milkshake, which is good. I had it once. I don't know if I'd have it again, but it's pretty good. And then P. Terry's is doing Nutella, which is it's real good. All right, bag of 2. Sadly, bag 2 is not paper. Joshy Lee, partner, and I got the haunted house set to do for Halloween. That's an excellent thing to do for Halloween. What a great idea. I wish I had a partner that liked building Lego. I'm sure my partner wishes they had a partner that liked watching reality TV, so that's the trade. Thanks for the tip. This is the biggest set I've done. Hey, look, it's a wall. Yeah, pretty much. This is going to end up being where the, like, I'm sure landing gear's housed in there, and then all kinds of other stuff's going to go on. Don't even have any idea. All right. We need to build a wall. No, we don't. we try that? Don't we currently have like miles of razor buoys in the river right now? That the legislature is like, we need that. And the Supreme Court said, no, you don't. Or the Fifth Circuit said, no, you don't. And then the Supreme Court said, yeah, well, they can do that. And we're all like, oh, it doesn't matter. We can't even convict the, I'm not going to get too political, but we can't even like convict the people who are actually being corrupt. Because everybody's corrupt. Yeah, so I heard it got moved closer to the shore. Then they took down the razor wire. Now it's back. Like I heard a whole bunch of stuff. I also heard what was it? What is the thing I sent you, Johnny? The ferrets got loose, or the marmosets, or whatever. Oh, we got a picture from here. We'll pull it up. Got a picture from Matt. Oh no, that's on. It's on. Minx. Yeah, Sly Minx. I'm going to embarrass Matt by putting his awesome monorail build up here. I hope Discord doesn't do anything janky with OBS here. Jank, 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 jank. That's super cool. Ooh. I am going to be jealous. So I really want to see this in action, in person, at Brick Rodeo next year. Is that the target? Is that what you're going for? And most are getting hit by cars. That's so sad. Yeah, you should see it in real life. It's got like the engines in it are kind of like at this rakish angle so they can get the wheel to move. And it's basically like just a big old rubber tire that moves it. And then it runs on these posts. Or it's held on by these posts, and it's balanced, and it just kind of, you know, it's super cool. It's neat. Yes, I will accept. It's a dumb thing to do. Not accept. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down because I don't trust Discord whilst streaming. Build with instructions. All right. I feel like I'm jabbering a lot. I feel like, can you tell that I haven't like talked to anybody all day? I was able to fit one of the color sensors. So depending on the top tile of the track, it can tell the speed. Oh, see, this is why I regret not having the knowledge and discipline to work with like motors and what's the new system, Spike? What used to be like the robotic stuff that Lego put out. Just that stuff is so cool. Like Tim's Rubik's Cube solving robot. It's not his. He got it from somebody, but the fact that somebody designed it and he was able to build it and program it and everything. I have like all the way to go. I have zero knowledge of all that stuff. I wanted to light up. I have a tower, the UT tower. University of Texas, not Tennessee, UT Tower, that's hollow and has one side that is in the shape of a number 1 clear tile. So you can put a light inside it and it says number 1 on it. But what I wanted to do is like originally have all the windows clear and like have a bunch of LEDs in there that you could program and you could tell it to do whatever. And you can have stuff wrap around the building. And because even the building itself even is just, you turn lights on in the windows kind of thing. It's not like a magic display or something, but I thought it'd be cool to be able to do that. But I started reading up on them like, oh my God, this is going to take forever. And, you know, I'd rather keep building than learn Raspberry Pi and Python and all that. The real UT. I don't know. I'm from Colorado. I don't care. Oh, did I put this on right? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Times two. So my friend slash ex went to Texas State and um, A&M to get their degree. So there's a whole lot of gig 'em, hook 'em, go cats, you know, kind of stuff going on. And I'm over here going, did you hear what Air Force did today? Yeah, I'm so deliriously happy with the way that Deathbringer is going. Um, what's exciting to me about it too is that I will have a lot of time to work on. One of these is not right. A lot more time to work on the Stormbird than I thought, and that one is freaking me out a little bit. Wow, this doesn't seem to. Okay. Here we support the what? Lamar Cardinals. Okay. The Navy found its plane, right? Was that the F-35 that was lost? F-35 is. I mean, planes aren't service agnostic, are they? They go to whoever buys the contract. So like the Air Force and the Navy can have F-35s? Or is that like once a service gets like the Air Force has the F-16? I don't think also the Navy has F-16. Maybe I misunderstood it. Although now I think about it, Navy had F-18s, and they also so I guess F-35 is Air Force. Harriers were Marines, weren't they? I don't know. That whole thing was really weird because I didn't even. They're like, I saw a news report about it. They're like, they found the wreckage, and I'm like, the wreckage of what? Like I hadn't heard that anything had crashed. Yeah, the F-14 and F-15. Well, no, Air Force. All the Navy had the F-14s too. Top Gun. Remember Top Gun? That was not Air Force. Do you like the Bisons? Uh, you mean the Buffalo? CU Buffalo? Stick a gear in here. Stick a pin in it. I think that gear goes underneath it. Yeah. I mean, I rooted for him while I lived there. Okay, I have a feeling this is meant to turn these. Oh, no. All right, well, it doesn't. Which means I feel like I've done something wrong already. But we'll see. Yeah, CU Buffalo. My mom called the other day and we were talking about it, and I don't watch football or sports or anything anymore. Uh-oh. Like, hardly at all. Um, if it's not soccer, I'm probably not going to watch it, or hockey, or the Olympics. So I guess I do watch a lot of sports, but she was going on and on about the coach. Okay. Yeah, this feels wrong somehow. It looks right. I got the gears in the right spot. That looks right. That looks right. Put that on there. Huh. Do I watch baseball? No. When the um okay. When Colorado got the Rockies way back when, like I was in high school, I think. I watched a little bit of that, and I used to like going to um, baseball games before we had the Rockies. We had the Denver Zephyrs, which is just like a minor league baseball team, and that was always fun. And it's not about going to the baseball game to watch the game; it's to kind of be in the atmosphere and stuff. I was also a big old nerd, and I would bring my Casio keyboard, and I would sit there in my section and be like, burr, 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 and I'd play music, and everyone would cheer and whatever. All right, so good to know that this is really in there now, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to dig this thing out. Just don't. I know these worm screws are generally because something's going to be moving very slowly. So I'm hoping that. I mean, if we get to the end of this and I've like got a bunch of extra pieces, then I'll know something's up. Oh, I'm already like sitting funny or something. Getting cramps. Need to go back into yoga and do some more stretching because I'm feeling my age. Times 6. I will say hockey is still my favorite. Soccer is a close second, followed by probably cycling or just general Olympic sports. And I like the Winter Olympics more than the Summer Olympics. Do I miss Rocky Mountain oysters? No, I do not miss those at all. I think I had those once, and then I was like, yep, that's enough. I do get a buffalo burger or a bison burger every once in a while when we'd go up there. We're actually going to visit my family. We're going to the Springs anyway in a few weeks, 3 weeks. It's going to be fun. I'm going to take Beth to see a wolf rescue, and we're going to go see some pretty mountain towns and whatnot. So I'm excited. Go say hi to my family. Gibb Studios, how are you? Thanks for being here. What brings you by? If you're here because of Chris and his comic tropes, I'm going to have to send him a fruit basket. Awful nice of him. All right, well, I mean, these are all general, like, extra parts, right? I shouldn't worry about that. Also, that bag took 15 minutes. What state or country do you live in? I live in Central Texas in the United States. Little town north of Austin. What about you, Gibb? Gibb Studios. Such pleasing array of colors. Orange. Love me the orange. Live in Southeast Texas outside of Beaumont. Oh, whoops. So I have one box that I'm using to throw the bags away, and the other box has all the next bags. So I threw those bags away, and I looked over, and it looked like I had thrown away a bag of parts. And I was like, no, not that. Pittsburgh. Yeah, shout out Pittsburgh. Shout out to PA. Just north of Cincy. Nice. North of Cincinnati. That's. I'm not thinking Cleveland because I was like, I know Lakeview, north of Cleveland. There's another one. I have I had some cartoon comic book friends lived over there. Cincinnati. So welcome. Um, a lug member of ours, the old ambassador, actually is a huge Reds fan. He is a baseball nut, and he is a big Reds fan. But he's never on my stream, so. Look at that, making friends already. We got more of these double plates or third bricks, whatever you want to call them. Huge Reds fan myself. All right, well, I officially have more people on my channel from the Great Lakes area than I think my own state, so that's hilarious. We got Missy and me and Greg. And then Johnny and Vaber in Pennsylvania. And then we got 3 people from Ohio, apparently. That's nice. We get Walter on here from Portugal. Hopefully he didn't, like, drown in all the rain that they were getting the last time I talked to him on his vacation. Oh, yeah, and Matt's another Austinite. I'm sure Frankie's lurking in the background. Not saying hi to anybody. Okay, so let's get these aside. And this is going to be... Got all those. Got all... So it's 4 of these guys. Something very pleasing about like the brand new white Lego right out of the box. Hasn't been dirtied, hasn't been sun kissed yet. No dust on it. I didn't do a lot of toy photography, but I'm assuming because I don't care when I build stuff. I'm like, yeah, look what I built. Take a picture, and everyone's like, no, you gotta get your brand new parts so they're shiny. But do you, though? Oh, whoops. Notre Dame. A lot of my white brick has dusted, yeah. In fact, when I'm building stuff, I'll go through and, like, when I'm pulling out the white brick that I need, I just set aside all the yellow, and then it'll be to the point where hopefully I won't have much anymore, but I've had so many sets over the years that have had white brick, especially collecting Star Wars and Futron sets, which are like a lot of white brick. So I just pull them aside and stick them in a Tupperware, and then once every couple months, just fill them full of peroxide and leave them out in the backyard to rejuvenate. Yeah, one day I'll have a yellow Concorde. The shelf this sits on sits right next to a window. So, yep. There's no getting around it. What I'll end up doing is getting a terrarium or aquarium and just like go to HEB, go to the grocery store and buy like 10 gallons of hydrogen peroxide and then just dunk the whole thing in there and just leave it out in the sun for a few days. Not even gonna take it apart. Do that 3 or 4 times and the brick will just start breaking down. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun day. Thanks for bringing it up. Now I'm sad. So you're building 6990 or whatever it is, the old Futron. I think I still have the instructions for it somewhere. Yeah, my favorite set of all time. Have all the stanchions. Oh, so pretty. I love these. I want to get a bunch of these too. Like I have these in gray and black, but not white. I would love to get a bunch of white. I put up room darkening blinders. Yeah, I mean, this room, my Lego room, has two big windows. And this is the front window, and this is just a side window that faces the street. So the blinds are closed here, but the blinds here are open, just so it's not, because otherwise this one light doesn't light up this whole room. So I have to have some light in here during the day to see. But I haven't quite figured out how to deal with it. And it's long-term stuff. I don't really care. Does it have the tubes on the back? Yes. Yes, it does. Tubes on the back. Is there one that doesn't? From JLT. Trying to remember what JLT is. I'm going to feel sad that I don't know who JLT is. Let me think. Oh, the Just Lego things. Cool. I'm glad somebody actually, those like promote me, or self-promotion things, on those Discords are just a wall, or a void that you shout into. You post them there, but like I've been posting in the brick building Discord and my own Discord and friends' Discords who host stuff forever. And like I never get anybody to come in. So thanks. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. I can't wait for the Venator. That's why I'm selling all my cars so I can afford to get the Venator. That's a very good technique right there. In case you want to do something really neat. Got that home plate, sloped, curved slope, and then those two left and right curved slopes. Pretty sick. All right. This thing's getting even more mummified, more entombed. Something goes wrong with that. I'm so... Yeah, thanks for being here, Gib. Appreciate it. I'll be here Sunday again doing this, Sunday morning at 10 Central. So if you want to stop by with a cup of coffee, I will be here. What's the gift with purchase? With the Venator? Or something else? Oh, and then I take this out. That's what somebody else was talking about. That's what's keeping it. Ah, ha ha, ha 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 ha. Yeah, somebody was like, you build a thing to put it in there and then you take it out. Yep. So I'm guessing that goes on somewhere else or you just discard it. I don't know. What a weird instruction. I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm excited for the day that it happened. You were all here to see it. Everybody hydrate. What's the gift with purchase for the Venator? It's your mom. No, I don't know. Your mom. And then you put this on there. They did that in the Time Machine build. The slider that makes the wheels go down and back. The Time Machine build. The Back to the Future, the DeLorean. Go down and back. You put two things to keep it from there. So, okay, maybe. It's been forever since I built that. I don't remember at all. But I take your word for it. Also, I don't think I built... once I built it, I didn't go back and go, okay, I want this to be now the future one. So you take apart whatever to be able to like move the wheels and stuff. But if it was internal, I just don't remember it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Patches. So you get like an actual patch that you sew on patch for the gift with purchase. Man, if I'm spending $650, I expect a big set to go with it. Oh, I need to make a TikTok about something. And I think I'm too late for it, but this is the whole ask your boyfriend or husband how often he thinks of the Roman Empire. And then I'm just going to have this just sitting there. That like actually came up at a party. The lady come out and asked, and I was like, "Oh, come on. No, don't. You're better than that." Yeah, that'd be great. You know, it'd be a cool gift with purchase for the Venator. A Microfighter Republic Y-Wing. Stupid Lego. It was, and then it took off, and now it's a thing. It was a joke, and then like everybody's now thinking about it. And so, I mean, the discussion does come up. It's like, well, is it a guy girl thing where you're like, girls never think of it and guys do? And it's like, well, I don't like wake up and go, huh, Roman Empire. But I mean, things pop up where you're like, I'm watching a video about something historic and they talk about a thing that hasn't happened since the Roman Empire. Or you're watching a historical thing about like the spread of other empires or this one thing. And then you're like, Ottoman, Mongol, Chinese empire stuff, and then the Roman Empire and the whatever empire. And you're like, okay. So it's not like you sit there and ponder it, but I mean, it may pop up in your head every once in a while. It's not like we're over here writing a treatise about it. Now, if you ask me how often I think of Lego, it's like 24/7. Like I literally think about Lego while I'm sleeping, to put myself to sleep, when I'm working, like all the time. Yeah, you got a Roman numeral clock, it's up there. Water gets carried from one place to another, you're thinking about it. When you hear the Senate, you're thinking about it. You know, it's like, I don't know. There's somebody eats a Caesar salad, you're thinking about it. The months of the year, they mess that up, you're thinking about it. The fact that we celebrate Christmas in the middle of December instead of June or whenever Jesus was born, that kind of thing, you're thinking about it. So I mean, it's just nonsense. To get clicks, you're right. Yeah, I that's how I put myself to sleep. Is I just sit there, go, all right, my next build is going to be this. What is a good piece to start with, and um, how does that, and before I even know it, I'm out. Like I don't even get to like a well planned, and that's the point. It's just you just go to sleep with it. Now there have been times where I get so excited about a new thing, like I come up with a pretty good idea that I'm like, well, now I have to wake up and go jump on Studio and do some work, or go grab a bunch of 2 in the morning, going to grab a bunch of pieces so I can see if something works. But doesn't happen often. All right, this is an interesting connection. So there's a little socket in there. There's a little toe ball, and then so that keeps everything in place, but it also allows for these two things to be on either side of that. So I'll sit there and I'll watch stuff on my phone for a little bit, and then I'll read, and then my brain gets sleepy. But I know that if I just sit there and let myself relax a little bit by thinking of stuff that kind of I feel like doesn't matter, like I'm not thinking about my bills, or I'm not thinking about my kids, or I'm not thinking about stuff that gives me anxiety. Lego doesn't give me anxiety, so thinking about building doesn't give me anxiety. If I thought about things that meant, I mean, not that Lego doesn't mean anything to me, but it also doesn't stress me out. What stresses me out is all the drama around it with all the different people in the group. That stresses me out. Neat. That'll be fun. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I sit there and I try to do it and I think and think and think and I'm like, it's just not happening tonight. So I'll wake up and read a little more or, you know, go watch an episode of something. Go run around the block, try to tire myself out like I'm a toddler. It's just a wall of brick right there. Give you any indication, that's probably the back of the wing. So it's not as big as I thought it'd be, but it's still sizable. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, sometimes I go right to sleep. Other times it's like, all right, let's sit here and plan a, you know, what's the next thing I should buy from the Pick a Brick Wall or order from Bricklink to like help flesh out some of the landscape. Like